What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.
Banking for life means trust, stability, and confidence.
You're there for the lifetime, and NBS are providing that right through.
The Mako Rugby Roundup.
Welcome to the Mako Rugby Roundup, and coming to you once again from the Turf Hotel. Thanks to Stan and the team. Don't forget to check out the Facebook page for everything that's happening this weekend. I think it is a big weekend. And coming up, we've got the Rock 2000 Nelson's Countdown Party. It's the Turf's biggest night of the week as well. So, lots to do here at the Turf. Welcome back, Les. Nice to see you here, mate.
Yeah, good to be here. Thank you.
And it's our great honour to welcome our very special guest, Johnny Lee. G'day, Johnny.
G'day. Thanks for having me in.
Nice to have you here, Mako loose forward. And let's get straight into it, eh? Johnny, tell us about where you originally come from.
So I was from Christchurch, been there since I was like 4-ish. And so I've been there
All that time? What part of Christchurch did you mainly grow up in?
When I was younger, it was Fendalton, but then out at Horswell/Prevelton nowadays. So yeah.
Oh, is that right? Horswell.
Yeah.
So from a rugby point of view, was it kind of club rugby first and juniors? When did you start getting involved in rugby?
It was actually a mate of mine, just a neighbour. He just got me into it because I was playing like ice hockey and stuff at the time.
Ice hockey?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was about 6 or 7 and they were short on numbers. So he's like, his old man, he's like, do you want to come play for our footy team? I was like, yeah, might as well.
So what was the connection with ice hockey? Was that through family or just an interest of yours?
It was, so the whole family was playing it just through my older brother because he got into it through one of his mates. And I don't know how it kind of started, but we all started playing ice hockey.
Jeez,
So obviously mum and dad were ice skaters, were they? And then
they weren't very
not
good,
really.
but yeah.
hey, you mentioned from 4 in Christchurch. Where were you born?
I was born in Auckland.
Oh,
Okay.
you were, right.
Yeah, and then went to Rhodes, and then to Christchurch. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And so when your mate pulled you in, what club was that? Was that a club thing or was that for school?
It was a club. It was high school old boys.
Oh, right,
Yeah, so I
right.
played for them for my junior year.
Yeah. I saw them last year, actually, high school old boys playing at Hagley Park.
Yeah.
So did high school old boys then become your club, or was it more then starting to get involved with school rugby?
Yeah, so it kind of started getting into school when I was getting to like under 11s, under 12s. And then after school finished up, just went out to Lincoln Uni. So started playing for them, yeah.
Right. So when we're talking about school, what schools did you play for?
So I was playing for Medbury for like a couple of years. And then it went to high school. And then that was when I started playing for Christ
College.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're obviously a day boy there, right. And so then that slowly through the years getting involved in the first 15 cross college side, is that right?
Yeah, so I first started playing first 15 in my year 12.
Okay.
Oh, right,
So, yeah.
right.
So just 2 years of first 15. So no, that was good fun, yeah.
Now, that wasn't that long ago. Who are
Yeah.
some of the players that we know that you played with?
So my year 12, I was playing with Fletcher Anderson, another
Oh,
Mako
right.
man. Then Fiti Sa, he was there as well. He's up with Chiefs at the moment. Then my year 13, Nick Shearer as well. He's halfback for Southland at the moment. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then a couple other good wee boys through there. Liam Jack as well, yeah.
Right. Oh, yes, he's just been named in this
Canterbury, yeah, he's playing the weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And so part of that, obviously, it was part of, they did reasonably well. They got to the final this year. They ended up beating Marlborough. They beat Nelson College as well.
Yeah.
Didn't quite do it against Christchurch. The boys were quite strong this year. Muddy pitch. It was a terrible pitch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the final. But in your time there, you would have played in that high school competition as well, or college competition. So what are some of the memories of that? How'd you guys go back then?
So my year 13, we actually made the final and played on Trafalgar Park. So
did
pretty
you?
familiar grounds, yeah. So we played Nelson in the final. So playing a few of the boys, Cooper Grant and all that. And yeah, so I think we were up for most of the game, and then they scored like last 5 minutes and they ended up winning it.
Oh,
So,
did they?
yeah. Tough old feeling.
So obviously now you see a few of those guys in the Mako squad.
Yeah,
right.
They're all familiar faces. So
Yeah.
So you got Cooper Grant in there, haven't you? And Fletcher Anderson, of course. Anyone else you used to play in the schools comp?
I'll play against them.
Yeah.
So yes, Cooper Roberts, he was in there. So he was Marlborough man. Karanto Moifalau, he was Marlborough as well. Yeah, there's still heaps you can keep naming all day. So
And quadrangular, you played a couple of quadrangulars.
yeah.
So where were they held in the years that you played?
My year 12 was in Nelson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so lost to Nelson in the final again.
Yeah.
And then my year 13, I was down in Christchurch, so we hosted. And yeah, played Nelson in the final for that. We were winning 20 something nil or something like that half time, and then they ended up coming back and beating us. So
Yeah.
Not good memories with Nelson.
Yeah,
College, is it?
no, not too
We
good.
have so many interviews with players from Christchurch who have been dealt to by Nelson College because they had a great run of a number of years being coached by John O'Phillips and
Yeah.
just some quality players, and good coaching, and a good team structure, eh?
Yeah, 100%.
Hard to beat.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably haven't had quite the success in some previous years and more recently, Christ. They have, it seems to me that they're kind of on the comeback, especially this season. Some of their results weren't there, but as the season progressed, they had a bit of a roll on into the final. So certainly back when I was there, Christ College were a massive rivalry, very strong, and they have been for many, many years. So a big, proud history of rugby at that school, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Just like some of the coaching stuff they kind of have, they've got like Ruben Thorne, Sam Brimhall's like got some quality talent there, like All Blacks. Some real good knowledge for the boys.
So Ruben Thorne had an influence on the way you played back row?
Yeah, a little bit. He was good wee mentor for a few of the boys. So he had his good wee gold nuggets. He would kind of try to pick his brain every day. So yeah.
Yeah, right. So you made the New Zealand U20s 2024, but I guess if we're going in sequence, the Mako connection was before that, or were you involved in under 20s before that?
It was in between. So
was it?
We first went to Australia for the Rugby Championship.
In the under 20s?
Yeah, in the under 20s. And then after we got back, that's when I had a catch up with a couple of the coaches.
Right.
So Juani McDonald, he coached me in Crusade under 20s.
Ah, right.
Yeah, so that's where we had the connection. So him and Gray had a wee coffee catch up and just talked to me, just saying, yeah, hey, like, we'd love to have you up in Tassie sort of thing, and just saying that they liked me as a player and heard good things. So that's kind of where the connection kind of started. So
yeah, right. And then so you went away with to Aussie, but then there was Pacific and World Cup. Is that right, with the under 20s?
Yeah, so Australia was the Rugby Championship, and then we got back, and then it was the World Cup up in South Africa.
Right.
And you toured that, both those tours with Cooper Grant
and Matt Lowe.
Matt Lowe.
Yeah.
Right. So Matt Lowe, of course, another very good back row who unfortunately has been injured this year, but he'll be back, and but good guys, eh?
Yeah. So me and Matt with the knee brothers at the moment, both with our knee injuries. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that a bit later on, but tell us about that squad, the under 20 squad, and who was managing it? Was Hugh managing then, or was that a different manager? No.
So it was Stu Hunter.
Yeah,
he was managing. So he was Tassie a few years ago.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Hugh Bainan.
Yeah, right. So
g'day, Stu. You've brought up some good players for our the years.
Yeah.
And tell us about some of the players in that squad that we may or may not recognise.
So you got Xavier Tylee. He's been playing for Blues, Auckland, Malachi Rampling. Dylan Pledger, he's been going pretty good lately.
Lovely halfback.
Yeah. Then you got Aki Tuivalala. You could think majority or 100% of all the boys are all playing NPC nowadays, and a few of them getting cracks and supers. So it's always good to see, turn on the tally and seeing the boys go to work. So
and toughest teams were South Africa. They were the toughest out of them.
That was definitely a physical one. We only played them over in Oz, and I think that was like a draw that game. It was just in the wet.
Didn't you win it in the last minute or something? Anyway, they were down to. Yeah, it was a good final. You beat them. I'm pretty certain, but I could be wrong.
No, we drew that because that was the first game, and then we like won overall on points.
Okay.
Right, in the championship.
Yeah, it was this year that they. Yeah,
mixing that up.
Yeah.
Brother.
No, you're fine.
And they're so obviously played Australia as well and Argentina.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So, and then you've got South Africa. So, can you distinguish them when you played against them? Have they got different styles, or are they pretty much the same? And who are the ones that are more difficult to play against?
Yeah, so those three teams last year, it was kind of quite similar to like international, like South Africa, just real physical, try to beat you up front. They got some fast backs and sort of thing. Then Aussie, they're kind of more like New Zealand-esque sort of Kiwi style, quite similar in like how both teams kind of played sort of thing. Then Argentina just tried bullied us through the four pack and
Yeah, so quite bruising, for the forward pack for you guys, a quite bruising affair. And that's it seems to me that's the game these days. It's defense is so good, isn't it? And the only real option you've got is try and get some kicks through or over the top, or you've got to basically bash through the wall, don't you? And it's like running into a brick wall a lot of the time, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
And then catching them at pace. Yeah,
I think how the game's kind of going nowadays is just if you're not bullying them through the front, as you were saying, that's when you kind of need to go towards your kind of different approaches. How can we get them behind them or
change your point of attack? Yeah. Hence the box kick.
Don't tell me about the box kick.
How did you get on in the World Cup?
We lost to France in the semi-final, but
yes, I think I did remember that. Yeah, right.
So we're in the same pool. We beat them in the pool play, and then played them again and lost to them in the semis.
Very strong side, weren't they? Yeah, right.
Like majority of them were all playing like the equivalent to Super Rugby over there. Like such unreal footballers over there.
Yeah, and they lost to South Africa in the final. Was that right, or did they win it?
They played England.
England beat South Africa in the final.
Henry Pollock was kind of
right.
Yeah.
And just tell me, who were your coaches on tour?
So we had Jono Gibbs, he was head coach.
Oh wow.
Jared Hoyata, he was in there. And then Brad Coop as well. He's with Hurricanes attack coach. Yeah, we had some unreal coaches. Craig Dunley, scrum coach. Yeah.
So again, you've had some pretty good mentoring as a back row. From Jono Gibbs and the like.
Yeah, and Hoyata. Yeah, both of them been huge for me, man. It was awesome, man.
So going from that secondary school rugby up to under 20s, massive jump.
So I made under 20s. It was my third year out of school, so I still had a couple of years of playing club footy, playing against men. So kind of got adjusting to it, but it was quite similar to like NPC sort of speed with it, but just obviously not as big body, so a little bit easier with that.
Yeah, with that, that's right. So then you talked about that connection with the Mako, and presumably you'd made the Canterbury under 20s, and so I guess I don't know what your vision was, what your thoughts were like at the time. Maybe you were heading towards the red and black, and that's where you thought, I'm a Christchurch boy, I'm heading down that road. And then these guys come and have a coffee with you and say, what do you think about Tasman? So what was your thought process at the moment, and what swung you towards Tasman?
Yeah, so if you asked me a few years ago, I'd be up in Tassie, I just wouldn't have believed it. So when they kind of first introduced and had a conversation, that was when the conversations and decision kind of started to make me think about it. So it was just between Canterbury and Tasman. I wasn't really too sure, but then Tasman kind of had the nicer offer. They're kind of telling me that they believed in me as a person in my game, so that's what I quite enjoyed. And I just thought I'd get out of my comfort zone and try something new, and heard some good things about Tassie, the culture.
That's right. You would have known about how good the place is to live and to play at.
Yeah, 100%. Like talking to, I think, Fletch and stuff, they were saying how much they loved it. So, I thought, why not? And just have a crack, and
And obviously you'd heard of it. It wasn't as though you hadn't heard of Tasman before.
Yeah.
They had actually performed pretty well in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously remember watching like likes of David Havili and stuff when they were winning it 2019, 2020, that sort of gig. But you just always hear rumors about the culture at Tassie. It's always different, always special. So,
did you talk to your parents or anyone else before you made your mind up, or did you basically do that yourself?
Yeah, I had like little conversations with them, but they were just telling me like, hey, it's your decision, whatever you want to do, we'll back and support. So really appreciate that.
And it's not like it's miles away.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to Europe. And
yeah,
a lot of Christchurch people have been up this way. But your parents are originally from Auckland, but had they been to the region before?
No, not really. I don't think.
Yeah,
They've
right.
been up to Nelson maybe once or twice just for like my games or something, but no, not to live or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But they do come up here now.
Yeah, they come up for most home games if I'm playing or whatever.
Yeah. And I suppose check out the spots for summer. You never know.
Yeah,
not a bad
exactly.
spot to hang in summer. So you cover both flanker and number 8. So when you came into the squad last year, what were the stocks like in that position at the time? And what did you see there? Did you see there was a gap there, or it was going to be hard to get a starting position in that?
Yeah, it was always going to be hard to try to get involved, but that's kind of what you kind of want. You want a bit of competition, some good players to learn from. And when Ethan Blackadder, when he was coming back from All Blacks camp, just picking his brain was huge as well. But you still got the likes of Siona Havili, Fletcher Anderson. There was a couple others at the time as well.
But you got 7 games.
Yeah, still
so
managed to.
all right, didn't
Yeah, so that was lucky from me. But yeah.
Yeah. So Mako number 233.
233. Yeah.
Got the tattoo.
Nah, not yet. Not yet.
Someone's got to be in charge of getting that done for these guys.
Yeah, maybe soon, but we'll wait.
Yeah. So anyway, of those 7 games, did you start? What was your mix of starting and off the bench?
I think I started 3 of them. So my first start was against Waikato up in Hamilton, so that was good fun. But then next was the Otago game when we kind of had the
the Storm week.
Yeah, the Storm week.
Yes, that's right.
Rested a lot of the boys, so it was a lot of the younger guns. So that was such a fun game to be a part of and play. And
didn't they play well? You young'uns.
Yeah, the boys. It was so good to see. But I think just lost that one when everyone kind of rid us off. So it was still such a fun game to be part of.
Absolutely, you're right in that game until the referee decided Otago had to win.
Yeah, and then the last one was just that Canterbury quarterfinal game, which was it wasn't the best result, but still.
So in that game, you're in the back row.
Yeah.
And Mitchell Drummond's at halfback for them.
Yeah.
Man, you had your hands full that day, didn't you?
Yeah, he had such an awesome game, just keeping the speed on us with his little darts and snipes and just finding those forwards and made a real hard life for us defensively. So it's good to have him sing in Tassie colours now. So
last week we spoke to Lapeti Faifu and we're talking about that environment. He said, in the super environments he was involved in with academies, Queensland Reds, and then the Force, it's very, very competitive. Everyone's out to their own, professional sports people that are just trying to get that start. And so he was a bit taken aback when he got here because he couldn't believe, how everyone shared their knowledge. And, as a younger player coming into the squad and you've got 1 or 2 more seasoned players within that loose forward trio, what's that like coming into that environment and then getting those starts or trying to get more regular game time? What's the culture there and how do they help you get there?
Yeah, so it was a bit daunting at first, obviously, but then once you start just asking questions and stuff, like you'd be surprised by like how willing they are to help you, especially like if they're not playing 1 week or something and you end up playing, like most people be like, oh, stuff off, like you're playing, I'm not going to help you. But
I don't want you to have a good day. Yeah.
But honestly, I think everyone's just so willing just to help you, or if you've got questions, everyone's got time of their day just to help you out, whether it's doing some extra tackles on the pad or going through some clips and helping you with your review, preview, and
that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And one of the comments we've made in the last couple of weeks was about, when the bench comes on, that or through injury, people have to step up. The standard doesn't drop a lot, does it? So in training, that's a really important part, is it? The positions are getting swapped up, so you get a good crack at having a go at that position.
Yeah, 100%. So early in the week, everyone will get your reps. So, and it's been quite a big theme for us this year, especially if you're not named in the 23 but for you to still stay on sort of thing and like know your role, as we've seen quite a few people pull out with injuries or sickness and throughout the week. So some people, like Quinn Harrison-Jones last week, wasn't even training at all, and then all of a sudden got pulled in to play, and he was on the bench. So it's pretty.
So you have to be up to the mark, up to speed. Yeah.
Yeah,
which in the Mako culture is why they have the third award each week is for, someone from outside the starting 15 who's really contributed, right, to getting the boys up for the weekend.
Yeah.
So who got that on the weekend, do you know? Can you recall?
I'm trying to remember.
You got over to Blenheim, I hope, and
watched the game.
Yeah.
I think it was Nick Sweater, because he was originally meant to be playing for the development team up in Wellington.
Oh, right.
And then got the call, and he was meant to come. So hadn't even been training all week.
Right.
And then, so his flight got cancelled. So he had to wait till the morning of the game or the day before, and then flew down.
Right.
Yeah, so.
And then got on.
Yeah.
That's that right.
And played pretty well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll just digress while we're on the subject, but do you recall who got Mako Man out of the...
Fletcher Anderson, yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay, second week in a row.
Yeah, back to back, yeah.
Okay. And the grit, the defender?
The grit was Hunter Lepine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got to get Hunter on this show. I've put in a good word for because he's a good lock forward, and he's really maturing.
Yes. Yeah.
And making big contributions, whether as a starter or off the bench. So they're good awardees, I reckon.
Yeah.
It was a tough day in Blenheim, but we'll talk a bit about that more. But those three players, good on them.
Have you always played loose forward or in the forwards?
I've played actually quite a bit of lock.
Have you?
For schooling, like year 12, just because there's no other spots I could play loose forward. I was tall and skinny, so they're like, sweet, chuck you in that lock. So played quite a few years there, but yeah.
But you've obviously hit the gym because you're not skinny anymore, are you?
Just
quite broad. But it's a bit like Lepetti. He has come into lock over time as well. In fact, he said he even probably prefers that position, but he plays 6 and number 8. So you kind of, was that transition into loose forward, was that part of your time at Christ as well, or was that development a bit later on?
I was always playing loose forward before sort of Christ sort of thing, but it was just more my later high school years they put me in at lock just because we already had loose forwards pretty good. So open position, but ever since then I've kind of just been playing 6, 7 and 8. There's no real. And
same with the under-20s, mainly loose forward?
Yeah, I was playing just 7 and 8 for the under-20s, yeah.
Right, okay. So, and at the moment, do you mind where you play? I mean, do you have a preference?
To be honest, just as long as I'm on the field, I'm not really too fussed. Like, it's pretty cool because each one's kind of got their different sort of, like, so if you're 7, you're probably more tackle focused, defense, out of the line-outs. 6, you're probably more in the line-outs and more just on that edge sort of thing, so you're talking a lot more. But then when you're 8, you're probably more carrying focus, so off the line-out.
Yeah, getting that go for it. Yeah, right. Interesting. That was going to be my next question. 6 and 7, you know, what's the big difference there? But you just explained that nicely. And hence the All Blacks lately have gone for a taller number 6. And we talked about Murray Mexted talking about that back in his day. He felt we needed a taller number 6.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the line out. So 6 is still a very important part of that line out.
Yeah, I think how the game's kind of going at the moment, like different countries got different philosophies, but I think at the moment they're just wanting like a good line out option and just a big body, big bruiser that can just.
I think the big body's is very much the focus now in the All Blacks journey of finding their perfect 6. Whereas the as you say, the South Africans can put a big bruiser at 7.
Yeah,
They switch it up.
Yeah.
Interesting. Toughest opponents this year that you've been able to play? Now, unfortunately, you got injured. Was it the Northern game?
Yeah, round 3. Yeah, so 2 minutes in. So
straight in.
Good wee stint.
And happened to be there and watch them go down in a heap. Actually, it looked really painful, mate. So, and it clearly was. But yeah, Sione Habili came on in your place and had a bit of a blinder, and we got the win.
Yeah, he played pretty embarrassing. So yeah,
you gave the sucker an even break.
Yeah, probably a good thing I went off.
But I know you would have shared your information with him.
And how's recovery going for you at the moment? Are things looking all right?
Yeah, so it's about week 4 now, sort of thing. So yeah, saw the specialist last week, so got the good news, don't need surgery. So
great.
Yeah, pretty pleased with that. Apparently it's healing on its own, so just got to try to keep up.
Was it a medial ligament?
Yeah, it was the MCL, PCL sort of gig. Yeah.
Oh, it's great. You don't need surgery.
Pretty stoked.
No wonder you're doing a whole lot of squats these days.
Yeah, got to try and get the leg strength back.
So you've had season 24 and then part of 25. So been any particular players that you've come across that's pretty hard to play against?
Yeah, there's always going to be tough opponents. I'm just trying to think this year what we played. Bay Plenty round 1.
Yes.
Well, we played Southland in the preseason game. That Samisi, he's pretty handy player. The Moana number 8, he's good talent.
Oh, is that right? Well, yeah.
And then round 2 play Manawatu, TK Howden. He was pretty sharp. Yeah, he's pretty on. He had a good super season this year with the Landers. So
there's no shortage of tough blokes in this competition. Hey, mate, I notice you're not a golfer, eh? Apparently, apparently you're a big part of the second biggest sporting club in the Mako lineup, the Mako board game club.
The board game, yeah.
So tell us what goes on, who's in it.
So at the moment we've been playing Settlers of Catan. That's kind of been the main one. So Huey Bonan, the manager.
Yeah, my informant.
That's where you get the dirt from.
Yeah. So there's a good group of us at the moment. I think there's Fletcher Anderson, Tane Robinson, Jack Gray, Antonio Shalfoon, Maloney Kunawavi, he's in there for a bit. Macca Springer, he's in the chat, but he hasn't really turned up. He turned up yesterday, to be fair. So there's a good wee group of few of the boys. So yeah,
get together, play some board games.
Yeah, that's it.
And you have I guess you have a ranking, wouldn't you? You know, the better board gamers. I hear you're up near the top.
Oh yeah, I'd take that. But we've only had about 3 or 4 games, so it's pretty even at the moment. No one's really gone too clear, but
isn't it cool though, eh? Just the way that the guys staying connected outside of training through
that's
either
right.
Golf or board games or whatever they do.
Right, so you haven't hit the golf course.
Oh, I have it.
You have
before the knee, but
oh yes, of course, of course.
I'm not too flash.
Retired.
Yeah. Swing's not pretty, but it works. I would take it.
Very good. All right, we've got some quick fire. So before you hit the park, are you an eater before game or a non-eater?
Oh, I do like me some food. Yeah,
you do.
Yeah.
So what do you load up on for a game?
Well, every kind of place you go nowadays, pre-match, it's just a standard eggs, mash, sort of chicken sort of gig. So get a bit of pasta with that and load up a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And what happens afterwards?
After the game,
pizzas or
more of just a burger or KFC type of guy, just a high protein chicken. But yeah.
All right. Best dressed teammate. So who wears the, who spruces up?
Oh, probably I'd just say Karen Tomoifaleo. He's got some nice Under Armour gears.
Is he?
Raiders closet every now and then. So yeah.
In the day, Mark Talea would come into come into the pub after the post match and be dressed to the nines.
Yeah, they talked about that with the All Black squad. They said, who's the best dressed? Mark Talea was.
Oh yeah. Mark,
he really likes to.
I think it's
be smart.
You should dress really nicely when you go to go out on the town after the game.
After the game.
What sort of clothes do you wear? Are you a casual guy or?
Yeah, I'm very casual. Just whatever's comfy. No.
Now I know, lady Sharon Dunbar at Nelson Taylor's men's.
Oh yes.
Have to get
That's right. Get you in for a
you're looking.
Oh, thank you.
Hardest case in the team. So who's the one that layers it up the most?
Hardest case, I would say more cheekiest would be Cooper Grant. He's pretty cheeky,
right?
But a bit of chat here and there.
He's very good at that.
Yeah.
I've heard Levi Moore actually. You think it's quiet, but apparently he gives a bit of lip too.
Yeah,
is that
he's
right?
pretty quick on the wee responses. Yeah. Got to be careful what you say.
If you weren't playing rugby, what do you think you'd be doing?
If it was the sport, and probably the ice hockey, probably would have kept that on. But outside of that, I know probably just work with a toy world or something like that. So the ball game. Yeah.
Oh, you might get your own shop one day, you never know.
So, James Lowe.
Oh, yes, James Lowe, yes.
Yeah.
He's got a toy shop.
Oh, yeah, true,
yeah.
In town. Cracker Jacks.
Oh, yeah, true.
Good board games there.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, we'll do.
Thank you very much, mate. It's been great to get some background with, and your journey and geez, we've got some talent coming through, haven't we? So, and we just mentioned last week, probably with the lineup that went on the pitch against Auckland, we're probably starting to get a little bit of a taste of what that squad might look like in a few seasons going forward with, Fletcher captaining and, a few of the guys that perhaps have come off the bench starting. And so,
are you contracted for next year?
Yeah. I'm contracted next
year.
Yeah.
Nice. Johnny is 10 games in the 2 seasons he's had so far. So, as I said off there, he's a fifth of the way to a Mako blazer.
You got to get your blazer.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll play a lot of games, health permitting. So, good player. Well done, Johnny.
Now you're going to stick around with us, mate, because we're going to be talking some NPC and other games, and obviously we want a bit of a recap on the game against Auckland, but then we've got a massive one coming up against Canterbury. So, but let's talk Farah Palmer Cup and the results from the weekend. Hawke's Bay going down 81-5 to Auckland Storm. So Auckland really showing their dominance. Northland 22-13 over Wellington. So again, Northland pretty strong. Bay of Plenty 5, Waikato 88. So Waikato really starting to hit their straps. The Otago Spirit 2, 77 over Taranaki 12. Some big scores there. And then Manawatu 40, a bit closer over Counties Manukau 26. And then Tasman had to take on North Harbour. Quite a big side, North Harbour. I did watch a little bit of that game, and I think their forward pack were just a little bit too strong, weren't they, in 42-22. But, some good patches of play from the Tasman team.
Yeah, I agree. 4 tries scored. So, the attack was going fine. But, yes, they did find it hard to bring down the bigger North Harbour side. Unfortunately, that loss is the end of the season for the Mako women. They didn't quite make playoffs. So, but again, just well done, Latoya Mason, coach, and Stephanie Mitchell, the captain. I know that the spirit was really good in this side, and they're very young, and they can be happy. They won't be happy they didn't make the playoffs, but they can be happy with the improvement they've made. Yeah,
and there was some, it was a young side, but some good talent there. And my perception is a good spirit amongst the team. So building a good culture. So that's what we want. We might get the opportunity to get one of the players on. So we'll have to look into that.
Now the season's done, I'm sure we could talk to Latoya again.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a problem.
We've got, and then I was looking at what happens now, and there was, I don't know whether they catch up games or whatever. There's still a couple of weeks of some games, and then we get into the finals. But just to quickly mention that in the Premiership, it was Manawatu Cyclones followed by Waikato and then Auckland Storm in that order. So Manawatu doing pretty well, and then in the Championship we had Otago, Northland, and then Wellington. So we'll look with interest at the finals there. So as we turn our attention to NPC and the results from the weekend, Counties Manukau 22 over North Harbour 19. So a good win from them. They'll be pretty wrapped with that.
Yeah, first win for Counties, and North Harbour remain without a win. So did you watch any of that, Johnny?
No, I wasn't watching too much of it, to be honest.
No, that's okay.
There was a kick from the sideline from Counties to...
Yes, absolutely.
Wasn't it? So, so they'd be pretty wrapped with that game. They weren't jumping for joy. I think it was like there's still some work to do. Friday, Otago 29 over Northland 10. So, that looked fairly even to start, but Otago running away with it at home. And then Hawke's Bay finally hit their strats, 45-19. Manawatu 36 over Waikato 26. So great win.
A
for
bit of
them.
an upset from our tipping point of view.
Yeah.
Last weekend.
Canterbury, geez, we thought Southland would be up for this, but just shows the class of Canterbury, 54-14. They really were up for this game. Taranaki going down to Bay of Plenty. Maybe the Hawke's Bay and Bay of Plenty's now finally getting on a roll, 43-17 over Taranaki, and that was away.
Yeah, no, it's funny, because we're round 7 in now.
Yeah.
Or round 6, and I had Bay of Plenty and Hawke's Bay as my top 2 teams.
That's right.
Start of the comp, and they didn't do too well, but those results show the depth of their squads, probably coming to the fore, having a charge for the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's now or never. And then, unfortunately, we did talk about this last week. We were saying, well, Auckland are 5-0, but when are they going to start hitting their straps? And didn't they? Lansdowne Park, 29 over Tasman, 21. So can you tell us about your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it was obviously Auckland strong side. They got some good players in their team, and obviously they've been hungry for a win and just turned up ready for the day pretty much. But just taken out of it for us was probably just the penalty count. I think we had 14 penalties against us. I think they only had like 4 or something like that. So that obviously doesn't help you win footy if you're giving away penalties and just giving them easy entries into your 22 sort of thing. So
do you think more of it, was it a bit of both, that perhaps, as you pointed out, that factor, but also, Auckland actually finally clicking for them a little bit? Because as you point out, man, they've got some good players, and their backline, that backline try they scored was pretty good too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to defend sometimes, but yeah, I think they just got off to a good start. They got 2 tries up on us, and then they were to give them all the confidence that they needed. And then, they just, along with some good individuals and with that penalty count talked about before,
I thought the penalty count was a killer, because if you look at the scoreline, apart from the last try at the very end, Tasman weren't playing that well, yet we're right in the game.
Yeah.
Mako Springer had done some nice things, the error rate was terrible. The penalty count was way too high, and so I would imagine the coaches probably looked at this and went, we could have won a game here that we probably shouldn't have, but that we didn't play that well. And for me, I thought for them, Anton Segner was outstanding. As captain, he led that team and he wanted to win. You could tell that by the look in his eye. And for us, we had good performances from, Fletcher Anderson and Mako Springer played well, but there was just, we're missing a bit of cattle too.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
No David Havili, no Mitchell Drummond, but a few people who perhaps have been kept dry for this weekend.
And probably Caleb Clark played himself into an All Black spot.
Yeah, and Caleb Tangatau, the winger who scored down the right-hand flank again, showed the pace that he's got that makes him quite an impressive rugby player.
Although I thought our winger had a good game against Caleb. I thought he defended him well. It was just, I didn't see all the match, but I just thought, geez, there's the Auckland we've been, we've been looking out for.
As a viewer, it was frustrating to watch, and I'm sure probably for the players it was too. Did you get that feeling in the club rooms?
Yeah, a little bit. Like there was still some positives out of the game. Like we still got some good spots, but I think just a couple little touch-ons, little fix-ups. Like it's not too much we need to change. Just make sure we're just a little bit more accurate in our detail, and just that penalty count probably is the main thing that just killed us a bit.
Well, we'll talk about it soon, and the lineup, because by the sounds of it, it's pretty much almost going back to a full squad now, isn't it? But the fixtures coming up for round 7, and this is where we do our picks. So Northland versus Wellington, that is in Northland, Seminoff Stadium. What do you think?
I'm not that good either way, to be honest. Just depends who turns up on the day, but I'll say after Wellington's performance on the weekend, they probably want to try to bounce back. So I'll go Wellington.
Wellington?
Yeah.
Are you picking that one, Les?
I'll agree with Anything God says.
I'll pick Northland. Northland at home. I'll pick. So Friday. So that's actually tonight, as this is recorded. So Friday, Waikato taking on North Harbour. That is at Stadium Waikato.
Yeah, I'll take Waikato.
Yeah, Waikato as well.
Okay. Yeah. On Saturday, Bay Plenty. Check this one out. Bay Plenty versus Hawke's Bay, but this is in Tauranga Domain.
Yeah, and the bragging rights to be the Bay is in the line. So, yeah, I'm going to bow to Johnny. What do you think, mate?
Oh, going for me first. Yeah, I probably could go either way, but I just go Bay Plenty this week.
The Bobbers at home. Yeah, I agree. What do you reckon, Les?
I'll just mix it up. I'll go Hawke's Bay.
Okay. I picked Hawke's Bay last week.
Well done.
Only because you picked Wellington. Otago versus Taranaki, and this is at Forsyth Bar Stadium. So 2 home games. They did it against Northland. They couldn't quite do it against us. They're travelling quite well, Otago, but they do take on a Taranaki side that's just come off a loss. We're probably not happy about that. What do you reckon?
Otago at home for me. I just like the way they're playing.
Yes.
They're quite enterprising.
Yeah, I'd say another coin toss, but I just go Taranaki. They lost last week, so
they'll do the comeback.
Yeah.
All right, Otago at home for me. Auckland versus Manawatu. Geez, and it's at Eden Park, and Auckland must be feeling a little bit more confident now.
Yes, they must be. That was a good win for them, so that gets the confidence up, and often that's all it takes. Get back on the horse, mate, and things can happen. So I like them at home. Auckland at home.
Yeah, Manawatu, they've got a good wee streak going at the moment.
They have too.
Yeah. But if Auckland play anything like the weekend, I'll go Auckland,
We'll come back to the next one, but Southland versus Counties Manukau. That is in Invercargill Rugby Park.
Counties got their first win last week. That was good to see, but yeah, might go Southland. That might get up.
At home?
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, I think so. All right. So then the big one, and geez, it's kind of snuck up on us. We thought, well, if Southland hold it, we do get to play them, but I don't know really what we thought. We thought maybe Southland would put up a good fight against Canterbury, but all of a sudden we've got a Ramphilly Shield challenge. Now, okay, on the negative side, Canterbury absolutely hammered Southland, and Canterbury are the form team in this competition at the moment. However, Tasman have come off a couple of matches where perhaps the ball hasn't exactly fallen in the right place. We're not firing on all cylinders. The other side of this too is that after a bit of a mix-up with the squads, some injuries, we're almost back to a 14.
No, the squad's
quite strong going down into Canterbury, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's full strength as it could be without those guys, out for the season, not being available. This is the team. So, they've got David Havili back at fullback, Willie Havili at 10, Levi Amur and Cooper Roberts in the centres, Maka and Kyron on the wings, with a guy called Lester Whainganuku on the bench as a backup for the back three, and even the midfield. That's a pretty decent back line. And we need Mitchell Drummond, of course, to show the form he played in the quarter-final for Canterbury against us, to do the same back to them. So I'm hoping that he does have some snipes.
Yeah.
So good back line. Then it comes down to the forwards, because the Canterbury forward pack's very, very good. Would you agree? You know that forward pack.
Yeah, they've definitely shown just their set piece dominance throughout the whole season. Got good line out defence, good scrum as well. So
yeah, and they've got Sam Dowie. They've got Zach Gallagher in there. Very good back row, but we've got a good forward pack. From memory, Coxey and Kershaw, Sykes Martin propping with Tasman Mako, probably the find of the season so far for Tasman, playing very, very nicely. Quinton Strange and Antonio Chalfoun with Hunter Lepine on the bench as a backup. Back row, you know what the back row is?
Yeah, Lopeti 5-4-6.
Yeah, he gets a start.
Yeah, Johnny Havili Tolatui 7 and Fletcher Anderson at 8.
Yeah, right.
So that's to be liked.
Yeah,
not a bad forward pack.
Yeah,
So what does it mean? It means, I think, learning from the Auckland game. So discipline.
Yeah.
Keeping that penalty count down. creating errors on their side, and execution. You know, getting it right. So if we can do those two things, which we didn't quite get right against Auckland, I think there's a real good opportunity here.
100%.
You know? So I'll be hopeful.
Yeah.
It's a year ago since they came home with the shield from Hawke's Bay.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. I'd come home on Sunday.
Wouldn't it? And it's at the Apollo Project Stadium. So I think they'll be expecting a big crowd. Do you get a chance to get down there, John?
Potentially, we're just looking at logistics, what they would look like if we drive down, or just watch it here and welcome the boys when they get back, or but
because your family would take a keen interest, wouldn't they? Their hometown against where their son is.
Yeah, they'll probably be watching the game. So
Yeah. So,
what are your thoughts, Chris? It's a big day.
I think it's a massive day, and I just think that if we click, we've got every opportunity. You know, Canterbury are a good side. There's no doubt about that, but we're a good side too. We just things haven't quite clicked, and this is only going over the last few weeks, but we have got results, and then the Auckland game, as you pointed out, the score was pretty close. Canterbury are setting the mark, but even at some point, Canterbury's got to have a tip up. They may go on to win the comp. We don't know, and we've seen here with Hawke's Bay and Bay of Plenty, now that we're getting to the crunch end of the season, it's time, you know, to start performing. And if you want to make that top four, you've got to perform. The extra motivation is you could bring home the shield. So if you're going to be motivated and you want something to play for, it's this weekend. And the other thing Tasman must be thinking is, if we do get into the final, who potentially we're going to be playing? So this is a team that we've got to now. I can't call it because of I can't say that Canterbury are definitely going to win it, because I think that Tasman have got the ability. But at the same token, I can't say that we're definitely going to win it, because it's Canterbury.
No, and the TAB would have Canterbury as the favourite.
Yes, they would. So I can't call it, only to the fact that it's our home team, and I think they can do it. Yeah.
And I'm liking the look of the squad.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So, and imagine Leicester coming on. He's I don't know what happened within the All Black squad, but they've chosen to rest him. He went in for injury cover. He might have some work to do still before they're potentially picking him for the November stuff there. So what an opportunity for him to come on and make an impact as well. Yeah.
So everyone's got to do their job.
Yeah.
That including Leicester when he comes off, not overplaying his hand, but just doing what he's very, very capable of doing.
Did you say he was on the bench? Or
No, he's on the bench.
Yeah.
I really want Levi Amur to have a good game.
Yes.
I thought he was both brilliant and bad against Auckland. He made some nice breaks, but he also gave away a good number of those penalties. And Levi's a really strong player, so if he can play well at 12 and distribute well to his 13, the back three, that's important. Willie Havili will pick his goals.
Yeah.
So we know that's good. So I'm as I say, I'm optimistic against a very good Canterbury team.
It's going to be a cracker match. That's 100% sure.
Can't wait.
Yeah, a good game.
This and the test. So much to like.
Yeah. The Rugby Championship and Australia getting a winner against Argentina, and you've got to love what the Aussies are doing at the moment. Joe's really, isn't it amazing? Because they've had the opportunity, but sometimes a coach comes along that's able to take, a squad that another coach has had, and for some unknown reason, just able to lift them to that next level. And that's Joe Smith, and he just knows what to do with a squad. And yes, a couple of very handy additions, but they did the job against a very strong Argentinian team.
I know you watched this one, didn't you?
Yeah. Had a good wee watch of it. I just loved Harry Wilson's mindset at the end of the game.
But did you see him turn around to the squad?
Yeah.
And it's almost he swore at them, let's do this, know.
Goosebumps stuff. No,
it was.
Not dissimilar to Davey and Willie deciding to go for the corner.
I must admit, they were a lot calmer. But Harry turned around to a squad and went, and they did.
And they did it 3 times.
Yeah.
It took the third penalty for them, for them to nail it, and it was a really nice pass to put Angus Bell over. I'm pleased for the Australians, and man, doesn't this set up a great Bledisloe Cup series?
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
worries me a bit. And then we've got obviously, there's something about. I remember I went to see the All Blacks in Auckland, and we'd come off a loss. Henry was coaching to Australia. We got towed in Australia. And I went to that game, and as the stadium filled up, it just was a sea of black. Apparently this time there was a lot of green there, but when I looked at it on the TV screen, it looked pretty black to me. And they talked about the blackout, and there was just there was an aura in the air. There was just something in the air. And when that All Black team came on, you could just tell, and the crowd were right behind them. There was no way they were going to lose that game. And Richie McCaw was smashing players left, right, and centre, and we did it. We did it. Now, I was one of the ones that thought, well, South Africa, we're waiting for them to turn things on, but that All Black side was like what we've been looking for. The way that they forward pack blew them off the game, the way they attacked the breakdown, their defence. It's what we're used to in the past and what we're looking for in an All Black side, and that's what we got. And I just thought they all play. And the fact that Damien McKenzie had to come on quite early in the piece, which when we go through the All Black lineup is something that seemed to work quite well. Not ideal of what we're potentially thinking of, where we want our Will Jordan, but it did seem to work very well. I was just very, very impressed that we took it on. We performed really, really well. I think we stunned them a bit, and we got the result. But over to you guys. What do you think?
Well, you're going to not like this, but Finlay Christie actually was a huge influence on that game with his box kicking.
Yeah.
I mean, he kicked a lot.
Yeah.
So did they, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just the way test matches are played these days, it seems. But his kicking was accurate, his passing was good, and I thought he had a really good game in halfback.
He did.
Probably his best game in an All Black jersey.
Yeah.
So that was important, right? Because if you were thinking about that game going in, what any weaknesses, maybe a halfback is, it's not the starting halfback. So Finlay Christie can be very, very proud of that performance. And then, yes, I agree with you. I thought the forward pack were excellent. Just the work they did, the mahi, they kept at it, right?
Yeah.
Even though they started to get pounded by the South Africans, they just stuck at it, and the bench came on, and the replacement forwards did their job as well. So every test match like that has to be won up front.
Yeah,
and I thought the All Black pack can be congratulated and led by the captain.
Yeah, and I didn't get that feeling towards the end of the game, which I had previously, where normally South Africa come back and they roll it up. We defended the lineouts, that midfield play that they have where they act like a line out in the middle of the park. We diffused that. We hassled them. We tried to blow through the middle of them. We upset them, But anyway, sorry, Johnny, I interrupted, but tell us about your thoughts on the game.
On what you're saying, just how All Blacks were you could tell they were mentally there. You could just, by watching, you knew there's real edge to them. Artie's 100th game, that's obviously big special moment, so they all would have got up for that. But you already know what South Africa's thinking. They're going to bounce back like stronger than ever. Don't really see them win back to back these past few years, but the All Blacks are going to respond as well. So I reckon it's just going to be an awesome spectacle to watch.
Well, we may as well jump straight into it. The next game, Sky Stadium in Wellington, it's not the best hunting ground for us against South Africa. The real test now is we really had to rise to this occasion, and to do it 2 weeks in a row in professional sport these days is not always easy.
Correct.
Ruzzy has, basically said, right, well, they said they were going to do it anyway, because he said, look, well, hopefully we were going to get the win in Auckland and then be able to give our young guys a run, and they need to play New Zealand. They need to have the experiences we head towards World Cup. He's decided to go with it anyway. Perhaps the championship is not where the total focus is. However, geez, they've got some talent in that that back line. And quite surprised that perhaps he went to some of the older players thus far, because some of those young guys I've seen play are they are fast, dynamic. So we have to be up for this. And Liz, I know you've got the lineup there. What are our thoughts going into this game?
Oh, I think they've picked South Africa. I think they've picked a game of ballers. They're just good rugby players, right? They've gone away from Andre Pollard and Creel and Alenze in the midfield. They've picked some exciting talent. So I think this is going to be Tony Brown's test to coach.
Yes,
It's kind of how I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Their forwards will get them their share of ball, and then it'll be a case of their back line and have some fun and see what comes of it. Similarly, the All Blacks, they've made minimal changes. So the big news is that Leroy Carter is going to get his first test on the wing. So, Mackenzie came on early in the test and went to fullback, Jordan to the wing. So they'll keep that. Mackenzie will start at 15.
He did play well with the high ball, didn't he?
He did have, and he had a good game. He's not at 10, so that to me, 15 or 23 is his position. So the back three with Leroy Carter coming in, that's fantastic. The midfield's the same. Bodie at 10, but they've picked Noah Hotham to come straight back from injury.
It surprises me.
To start at number 9 with Finlay on the bench, and probably that's a good thing, because you can't play 2 tests in a row where you're going to box kick the hell out of the South Africans. So it's a different approach to the backline play.
I thought, obviously his fitness is okay, but I thought they might not throw him, in front of the fire straight away, and you'd have some stability with Finlay. And the thing is, it's the coach is telling him to box kick, but Noah does give you that little bit of unpredictability, because if he sees a gap, he's going to go for it, isn't he?
He does like a snipe, doesn't he?
Yeah, just real game breaking Noah. He can tense.
You would have played a bit of footy with him, wouldn't you? Or against him?
Not. It was only like a couple games when he got back from the All Blacks last year. You could just tell, just training
here in Tasman.
Yeah, here in Tassie. Yeah. Obviously, Red Finlay, like him and Noah, quite similar. Very reliable.
Yeah.
It's good to see Red playing good last week, and especially all the hate he's been getting lately. It was so good just to see him put out a good performance, and everyone, just congratulating. But Noah's just got that kind of game breaking ability sort of thing, and can really turn something out of nothing. And I think that's what Razor and the coaches are potentially wanting from this week. And it will be good for him to
Can be very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. So in the pack, they've brought in Tyrell Lomax to start. Finlay, Fletcher Newell will go to the bench, and then I don't believe there's any other changes.
Well, actually, I quite like the fact that we had Williams and Lomax come off the bench. Because it wasn't as though, when I saw them come on, I thought, well, there's no weakness there, is there? In fact, we're potentially raising our game.
Except for one scrum where they lost their concentration or footing or something. That's better than me. But it went back at 100 miles an hour. But that was an aberration.
I'm sure they're going to be working on it this week. They're not going to want... And defence is going to be a really big key for us, because if the South Africans are going to throw it around, if we can defend well, and snuff that out, then, but potentially we've got opportunity, haven't we? And I thought Caleb Clark would come back in, but geez, how's that? That's great that he's getting opportunity. He's a fantastic player. Lee
Recover. What I like about him and players like Caleb Tangatau is just the pure pace.
Yes.
Speed's still a very good rugby asset, isn't it?
And good at defence. He's had to play a lot of sevens and knows how to tackle. So
I'm excited to see him, actually.
All right. So can we do it again? Or do you think South Africa are, they're going to bounce back?
Yeah, I'd say All Blacks going back to back,
Ooh, yeah. I'm with you.
Okay.
All Blacks back to back.
Good stuff. Allianz Stadium in Sydney, Australia do it again versus Argentina, and really hard to know, because we thought that maybe once we'd beaten them in the opening game over at Argentina, we'd do it again, but they beat us. So will Argentina do it against Australia?
Oh, I'm liking Australia at home. I think they're an exciting team.
Yeah.
Some quality players. Joseph Suwali at number 13. He and Proctor are very similar. Billy Proctor and he are very similar. Tall, languid, good passing games. But mate, Joseph Suwali is out of the box. He's pretty decent, you know.
Yeah, he reminds me of Israel Folau a little bit, just that sort of individual game breaking. Yeah, so I'll back Aussie as well.
There you go, good stuff.
Yep.
Some results from the Rugby World Women's Cup, and Canada too strong over Scotland 40-19. We had USA 60 over Samoa, but some really nice footage coming out about the Samoan team, and the fact that they made it there, and it's a start of a new era for them and improving that side, and just a really nice culture to be in, and winning a lot of fans in England. Then we had Wales going down to Fiji. Geez, Fiji women would have been wrapped with that 28-25 to take the win there.
Yeah, good last to do it.
I do feel sorry for Wales because they haven't had a rub of the green. England are just showing their class, 47 over Australia at 7. Japan getting a win over Spain. They'll be happy with that, 29-21. And then on the Monday, Italy too strong for Brazil, 64-3. Then we had France 57-10 over South Africa. So, geez, that France side looking pretty good. And then, in the end, a comprehensive win over Ireland, 40-0. But on the whole, we did dominate that game, didn't we?
Yes,
yeah.
I watched it. on the replay, and it was methodical. It was they took their chances, and young Brankston, Sorensen. Help me out, guys. But you know who I mean, the 18-year-old winger. Gosh, she's a poised rugby player with, a lovely game. Balanced running, good step. Yeah, she was terrific.
She was. Yeah. Have you been catching the odd game?
Yeah, a little bit. Just more like the highlights and stuff like that. Like obviously some phenomenal athletes and like some good footy players in their team, and especially like the 7 girls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
so Rishi Puri Lane is a really good halfback.
Yeah.
And just so quick around the park. Georgia Miller, this Sevens girl, dominating as a flanker. It was a good move with the Black Ferns, bringing in a cohort of Sevens players.
And we've got a pretty good back line too.
Not a bad back line at
all. And, putting the youngster out on the wing, and our fullback slotting those penalty kicks.
Yes.
She didn't miss any.
Yeah, Renee Holmes.
Renee Holmes.
Yeah, she got dropped from the previous test series. Yeah. Decided to work on a goal kicking, so paid off in spades.
Didn't it?
Got denied one from in front for taking too long to...
I know, yes. Yeah, and that must have something to do with movement, so I'm sure, working on that. And so we're up to the quarterfinals, and on Sunday, finally, we don't have a Monday morning one. New Zealand take on South Africa, and South Africa are a good side, the big forward pack, but I think probably now the big teams are coming to the fore, aren't they? They're starting to evolve and develop, and some big scores there. So my prediction is it won't be an easy game, but we'll do it comfortably.
Yes, I think so. Yeah. South Africa, pretty new in terms of women's rugby. I know they beat the New Zealand 15 in a series, but this is a different proposition. Actually, the home teams out of the 4 here, New Zealand, Canada, France, England, are the 4 that we thought would prevail in the semi-finals. So New Zealand versus South Africa, I'm taking the Kiwis, of course. The next one's the interesting one, Canada versus Australia. Canada's a good team, and so's Australia. So
No, I'd pick Canada there, and then we've got France over Ireland. I think France will be too strong, and then England over Scotland. So I think those semis are looking
as predicted.
Yes, that's right. All right. Well, thank you very much, Johnny. We really appreciate you coming in to spend some time with us, mate. Good luck with your recovery. What a bummer.
Oh, thanks for that. Yeah,
but the opportunity to rehab and work on a few things.
No surgery. What a blessing.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
100%. It should be a good opportunity. Try put on some size in the upper body. So
that's right.
Yeah, it should be good.
What happens with that injury? Is there a chance before the end of the season, or is that pretty much it?
That's it for NPC.
Was it?
Yeah.
Right. And then, so what are your plans? So you'll have a summer off, is that right? What happens for you?
So nothing's set in stone at the moment. So just trying to get my body fit and healthy to be able to be available for pre-seasons and stuff like that. But for the moment, just got Tassie next year, so we just try get myself fit and healthy for that. So
Very good. All right, Les, and what are you up to?
Oh, definitely angling for an invitation to the Mako board game club. but apart from that,
what's your strength? Is it Monopoly? Or?
Monopoly.
I'm playing a game called Forbidden Island at the moment. Tough. Board games are very good for your mental health. No, just looking forward to the weekend. Rugby, the 2 tests are mouth-watering, and then, Mako at 2 p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's going to be a neat weekend of footy on the tally, right?
Well, it's going to be massive, isn't it? Because we've got the test, and then we've got the Ranfurly Shield Challenge on Sunday. So still all to play for. Thank you very much to Stan and the team here at the Turf Hotel. And don't forget to check out their Facebook page for another busy weekend. Where to listen? Well, you can catch us on NBS Talk Nelson website and social media, Spotify, YouTube, and NBS Talk Nelson digital radio. And that's it. And still plenty to play for. And we'll see you next week for another edition of the Mako Rugby Roundup.
The Mako Rugby Roundup. What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.